I wanted to say two things. First, I want to make clear for anybody who's wondering about the reason that I take my shirt off in some of my videos. I want to make it clear for everybody, even for people who may even be offended. The reason that I take my shirt off is because I've always been ashamed of my body. Um, my anatomy, I was born, it's somewhat different than the majority of people, and I want to have my own dignity and pride, and I feel that by exposing myself and using that exposing as that word exposing as a metaphor for expressing yourself in the rawest form, you know, I think that that's really hard to do sometimes, to be inspired by real life. And I think by me doing it, it was something I had to do. Like, uh, to not care what other people think. You have to a certain extent, to care. And I understand that. But for your own sanity, like, so the reason I took my shirt off was like, so I could say, I don't give a damn what people think. I'm not ugly or whatever, and I think that that's an important message, because I grew up in the mental health system around a lot of mentally ill people, a lot of troubled people, a lot of girls, female, the female youth who disliked themselves, who had body dysmorphia and cut themselves and all this other stuff. I like to make clear that also, a side note, that cutting is not some sort of a fad or something to say, oh, this person is emo, or, it's a very, I mean, it's serious as it is. I mean, people do that to escape because it gives them relief. And I don't like that, people make light of it or try to, make a point just because a person is is trying to fit in, or that's what you think they're trying to do. Don't be so quick to judge when somebody's cutting. You don't know what that person is doing, why that person is cutting. um, don't classify it as emo or don't label it. you know I use a lot of labels in my video because I'm trying to make a point that I don't like labeling. But anyways, I my head runs on and on. I'm full of thoughts, but I really wanted to make clear. Now I forgot the other thing that I wanted to say. Oh, I wanted to say that life is like a loop. I made another YouTube video just a second ago, and it somehow um, got cut off. So life is like a loop. I was thinking about, the music I make on my computer, like Fruity Loops and stuff, and like how life is like that. It's just You're stuck in one big loop, and I think that that can apply to a lot of people. I know that it could apply to a lot of people, some more than others. It, uh, I don't. That life is a loop. I mean, put it on a T-shirt. I mean, there's a lot of you could talk about life being like a loop. It's like a loop. Um, so maybe I'll go into that later. Some movies that are very inspiring. Suburbia. They were. It's a movie that I was just like, this is my life. This is me. You know. Um, Suburbia. So go get that movie and watch it. And one that's on YouTube that I saw on YouTube is River's Edge. It's a great movie. Sort of a similar kind of movie. Um, Sort of the theme of life being like a loop. Uh, it just feels like a loop. And I can't, I got a brain freeze and I can't think of what I'm trying to talk about, but because I was really getting into the whole taking off my shirt thing, and I want to talk about that a little more right now. The reason I take off my shirt, if you didn't understand about my dignity and my pride, is that I want my own dignity by learning to accept myself and exposing myself and sharing me as raw and pure as possible to somebody else, to everybody else. It's sort of redeeming, like, to really not care, you know? So that's basically why I use exposure as a metaphor, and I use a lot of things as a metaphor. I think people take things too literal, like not a lot of, not everybody, but some people. Some I say sometimes in the videos, I say what I'm talking about or what I don't like or what I want an end to. I don't. I There's a lot of things that I would like an end to. I would like an end to isolation and oppression and the things that have affected me personally. Um, but I'm not Martin Luther King. I want to try, like I said, with the Ruben Frankin project. It's just a movement. It's just a name. Um, a movement. It doesn't have to be called a movement. It's just anything. Um, I'm trying to make a difference, and it's a positive difference. It's nothing negative. Um, it's a positive thing where I know that people. I want us to bounce off of each other. It's all the negative stuff that's been on TV for all these decades since TV has been around. I want it to be a positive thing. Social media is fairly a new sort of avenue, and it should be different. I mean, it is different. It's YouTube. It's reality. I mean, obviously, they're not the only one. There's millions of people doing it. Reality TV on TV is made into sensationalism, but YouTube is real, and I want somehow come up with something. I want to come up with an idea, and that's where you guys come in. So, anyways, that's all. I hope you liked my video.